Okay, at this time I would like to call the Hardin County Board of Education meeting to order. And first I would like to thank you all for all coming out tonight. We've got a lot of awards for students and so forth, and we'll go through those rather briefly, but we'll also try to take enough time to take all the photos you need. And first of all, if you would stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you. And board commitments. Don, you got the board commitments?
I have those. To improve our effectiveness, the Hardin County Schools Board team commits to keep children first, listen, be prepared, be professional, demonstrate financial stewardship, represent the entire district and support district goals, and support board decisions.
Okay, thank you. And number 4 is recognitions, student and staff, and Superintendent Morgan is going to lead us in those tonight. John,
Chairman, if you would pass the resolution for student and staff recognitions, our Stronger Together Award, we can get started.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
have a motion and a second to approve the student and staff recognitions. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
First, we would like for Julia Pelston to come on up. Julia is a Central Hardin High School senior, is involved in Central Hardin's Drama Club and Choir, Youth Theater of Hardin County, and the Dance Center of Elizabethtown. She also spent 2 years performing with the Allegro Dance Theater of Radcliffe. You can see why she's here, because she is quite involved, so just stay right there, Julia. She has performed in the productions of Radium Girls, Footloose, The Crucible, the Lamari Project, and Little Women. Julia also founded the Central Hardin High School Student Support Group this year with the help of the Drama Club advisor, Sarah Dakin. The group is designed to help students cope with their emotional needs and prevent crisis. Pelston said that she chose 5 student leaders from the group, which meets every Thursday during Power Hour. She constantly strives to become a better performer, even accepting roles she may not have had her heart set on, because she understands they fit her because of her hard work and dedication to character and their importance to the overall final product, says Ms. Dakin, and she greatly appreciates that. So thank you for being involved in your community, and thank you for making us stronger together. Next, we have Miss Trish Gentry, if she will come forward. We could write a book of the dedication that she has shown to Hardin County schools over the past several years. Trish, a 5th grade teacher at Radcliffe Elementary, strives to cultivate a strong 5th grade team and the building at large. No matter the occasion, Ms. Gentry is there to help students, staff, parents, and community. It can be anything from helping where needed at academic team competitions, movie nights, cheering for students during weekend contests, to jumping in when anyone is needed at any time. Ms. Gentry is a fabulous member of the Radcliffe Elementary School family and always puts the needs of others above her own. Her expectations are extremely high, and her students rise to that level every time. She teaches with a contagious enthusiasm. Her compassion for our students and community permeates every aspect of her daily life. And I can tell you, I've been in her classroom, and it is second to none. We greatly appreciate her hard work and dedication and patience with me from time to time. So thank you, Ms. Gentry. Next, Zach Newton. Zach took over as the public address announcer for the John Hardin High School Bulldogs basketball team in the 2018-19 season. This past year, he started doing the same for football. In addition to being an excellent announcer, Zach has become a part of the school. He creates relationships with the players and the coaching staff and is always willing to go above and beyond for his role as an announcer. If you've been to a John Hardin game, you know he gets very, very excited about the team. He has orchestrated pre-game introductions with lights and a fog machine and created promotional materials for the players. He is always trying to make the players and the crowd experience a better situation. He is a welcome addition and an asset for John Hardin High School athletics. So thank you, Zach. All right, next I'm going to ask the John Hardin High School boys basketball team to come on in. John Hardin High School team took a trip to Owensboro, Kentucky, and they were the Class 2A boys basketball state champions. So we want to take this opportunity to thank you all and wish you the very best of the closing end of this season, and hope you take it extremely far and come back with another championship. So congratulations, guys. This is just the first one, right, Mr. McCurry? Coach McCurry. All right, please give them a round of applause. And this is pretty cool. I got a really nice medal from them from their winning in Owensboro. Like that. Next, if we could have the North Hardin High School band to come forward. We have asked the representatives of North Hardin Band. You may have been expecting 200 to 300 people out here, but they placed, where's Mr. Froge at? Okay, I can't see with the light, but thank you, Mr. Froge. They placed second in the nation in Class 2A at the Bands of America Grand National Championships, and if I'm not mistaken, that took place in Indianapolis. Is that correct? Had the opportunity to watch them on TV and was very, very impressed. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations, Mr. Froge. Next, we are going to ask the North Hardin High School football team to come forward.
My name is Brent Thompson, head football coach, North Hardin High School. First we have right here is Jordan Lovett. Next we have Coach Clay Hooper with some additional coaches with him. Then we got Manny Wimberly, Jordan Moore, Tariq King, Lavelle Wright, Elijah Banks, Alex White, Chris, my main man. Then we have Jalen Moore. We
Coach,
have
I was going to
Jackson.
let them introduce themselves, but if you want to keep
That's
going,
fine.
you
Jackson
go right
Cook.
ahead.
That'd probably take a little easy. They might not be able to pronounce it right. DeMonte McCray, Isaiah Beasley, Jarrell Campbell, Michael Lunds, Marcus Harris, Josh Bankhead, Ian Patry, Coach Brian Crawley, Jose Rivera, Trevor Deneen, and Carslow Lowry.
Awesome. Now, if you will, this team finished the season 13-1 and played in the semifinals of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association's UK Orthopedics and KHSAA Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl Championships. They had a spectacular season. I hope everyone had the opportunity to go and watch one of their games because they did an exceptional job. Coach Thompson, did you want to share any more about this group of young men? Now, I want to brag on Coach Thompson. Anytime you were at another sporting event from North Hardin High School, what you need to know is that there would be 5 to 10 football players at all the other events, soccer, volleyball, cheerleading camps, all of those things, going out and doing good deeds in the community. So it was more than being a football team. They contributed back to their community by doing community service, mentoring students at our elementary schools. So it is more than just a game on the football field. They have truly made a difference in our community. So please help me in congratulating North Hardin. Next, we have great participation in our state beta convention. We had numerous schools there this year, and they made us extremely proud. So I'm going to ask our students to come forward, please. I'm going to introduce them, but I'm going to ask them to stay up here because several of them placed in multiple categories. And so we really want to show our appreciation and how proud of you we are for your hard work. And I hope you had a lot of fun at beta, right? Awesome. All right. I'm going to ask some groups I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, okay? But Ava Walker placed second place in language arts. Is Ava up here? All right. Alex Meredith. Hey, Alex, good job. Fourth grade social studies from Creekside Elementary. And then we have our performing arts group. I'm going to ask the performing arts group, because you're really good at this, go up to the little X there. And if you would, please say your name. And the first one, please tell us what you won your award for.
Kendall Thompson. I won my award for 5th place in performing arts.
My name is Gwen Cox.
These are all from Heartland Elementary, and they placed 5th in the performing arts.
My name is Misha Badrineth.
My name is Amari Jones.
Congratulations, guys. And again, they placed 5th. You can go on over and just stand by Mr. Wise. Next, we have Mariana Santos, finished 1st place fabric arts, and she is from Lincoln Trail Elementary. So, this young lady placed 3rd place in black and white photography.
Sakura Fujinaga.
Excellent. And then we have 4th place marketing and communication from Lincoln Trail Elementary. I'm going to head.
Harper Robbins.
Molly Bryan.
Zoe Hardesty. Keegan Wheeler.
Awesome. Congratulations, guys. And then we have 4th place in apparel design from Lincoln Trail, and this is Miss Mackenzie Faulkner. And then we have 4th place service learning showcase, and these young ladies, if they will make their way back up here, Molly Bryan, Harper Robbins, Mariana Santos, Sakura, we're going to leave that one. I owe you a candy bar. This is how I handle mispronouncing names. And Keegan Wheeler, if you all would please come back up. They received 4th place service learning showcase at the National Beta Convention, or the Kentucky State Beta Convention. Good job, guys. We are now going to go to our middle school winners, and we are very well represented in this, so we just want to congratulate all these students. If you would, go up, introduce yourself, and tell us what you won your award for, please.
Ashton Evans, and I won 3rd place in recyclable arts.
Good job. Excellent. If you'll see Mr. Wise.
Cameron Miller, who placed 4th in Quiz Bowl.
Zach Townsend placed 4th in Quiz Bowl as well.
Brandon Dennis, 2nd place Technology.
Brad Mink, 4th place robotics showcase.
Evan Kimberline, 5th place social studies.
Good job.
Sims McDougal, 4th place robotics showcase.
Chase Bradley, 4th place social studies.
Daniel Jin, 2nd place technology.
Ashley Lowe, 3rd place sketching.
Jude Casey, 3rd place language arts.
Chad Frederick, 5th place photography. Brianna Blankenship, 4th place in Language Arts, 4th place in Quiz Bowl.
Good job.
Brennan Adams, 5th place Science, 4th place Quiz Bowl.
Lydia Doty, 2nd place Technology.
Madeline Riggs, 4th place Robotic Showcase.
Molly Hazel, East Hardin Middle School sponsor.
Yay!
Ashley Morales Perez, 5th place Two-Dimensional Design.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Kylie Trummer, Language Arts, 2nd place.
Good job.
My name is Jaden Farmer, and I go to Heartland Elementary.
And you were a winner in?
NAACP Martin Luther King poster contest.
Excellent.
Jonathan Mays, East Hardin Middle School, All-State Band.
Yay.
Olivia Newton, East Hardin Middle School, All-State Band.
Hi, I'm Naisha Borner, and I'm being recognized for being one of the first people in the middle school all-state band.
In what school?
James D. Alton.
Excellent. Good job. Now we're going to have Central Hardin High School. Come on up.
Kaylin Garrett for All-State French Horn, 3rd Chair Orchestra.
Good job.
Haley Enlow, All-State.
Good job.
Lily Guillaume, All-State.
Melissa Borcom, All-State.
Ash Welch, All-State. Carson Goins, All-State.
Graham West, All-State.
Gavin Milby, All-State.
Brianna Harness from John Hardin, All-State.
Good job. Go on.
Savannah Thomas of North Hardin High School, Concert Band, All-State.
Brianna Rickey from North Hardin High School, Concert Band, All-State.
Sydney Gardner, North Hardin High School, All-State.
Trinity Pleasant, All-State, North Hardin.
Justin Dickerson, Symphonic Band, All-State.
Dakota Hack, All-State Symphonic Band.
Ryan Marshall, North Hardin High School, All-State.
Noah Maphis, North Hardin High School, All-State.
Kai Rogers, North Hardin High School, All-State.
Adam Barnes, North Hardin High School, All-State.
Excellent. This group right here is from the Kentucky High School Journalism Association Awards. So they will say their name and what school they're from and what they were recognized for.
Hi there, I'm Maxwell Whitaker from John Hardin, and I was recognized for my work on a piece on a local artist named Rich Grinling, and you can actually see his work out there in the Commons. Thank you all very much.
Good job.
I'm Hannah Atkinson from John Hardin. I was recognized for a Ladybug animation piece.
I'm Lauren Wilson, and I'm from Central Hardin, and I was recognized for a piece on mental health.
My name is Kai Castillo. The North Hardin Journalism Club was recognized for 2nd place in cover design, 3rd place in overall coverage, 3rd place in use of graphics, and 3rd place in writing style from the Kentucky High School Journalism Association.
Woo! Chairman and Board, as you can see, we have a great deal to be proud of in Hardin County Schools. What an awesome way to start a board meeting to recognize the excellence that we have within our students. And we greatly appreciate all the sponsors. They take of their time and give a great deal of dedication to make those successes happen for those students. Parents, if you're here, thank you for your dedication to your students and making great things happen. Your involvement greatly increases their potential as they move forward. So thank you.
Couldn't say that any better. You know, the board, we really appreciate what these students go through because they do spend a lot of extra hours. And great job. Okay, at this time, Leith Tab is going to take care of number 5 on the agenda, focus on academics.
Back in 1992, when I graduated high school, it was nothing to see somebody walking down the hallway with 3 or 4 books. Remember those days?
Yes, sir.
Had your pencils, had your pens. That's what kids carry a lot now. This is their textbook. This is where they have a lot of their information. This is where they do a lot of their learning. And something that Ms. Morgan has encouraged us to do is look at our best practice instructional strategies with our Chromebooks. And that's where we're going with innovation, inquiry-based learning, and blended learning models. So she's challenged us to make this the best we can make it. I've been in probably 3 or 4 classrooms this week. We're doing a 3-part series on best practice instructional strategy with our Chromebooks, and we've kind of revamped our Technology Fellows program here in our district. The people who deserve the credit for that is Brandy New and Leif Tab. We're going to talk to you about that tonight, and then the next 2 months you're going to see teachers and students come to our board meetings and actually demonstrate what we're seeing in classrooms. So I'm going to turn it over to Leif Tab and Brandy New, let them talk to you about this program that we're trying to get going in the right direction. So thank you.
Good evening. So this is about the 4th year that we've had what we call the Innovate Fellowship in the district. And it was we tried to figure out how we could reach 2,000 staff members and 14,000 students about integrating technology with a small staff. So this was our plan to do that. What the fellowship is, we try to get 1 staff member per building to be a go-to instructional technology leader in the building. So we bring them in and we meet with them about 4 times a year for trainings. We bring them in and Brandy leads those trainings for us. Brandy New, our instructional technology coordinator. We come in, we meet, and we try to train them up when we meet so they can take that back to their building and be kind of a train the trainer model. So like I said, this is the 4th year we've had this. We've even been able to turn over and kind of graduate out some folks and bring new ones in. This year we have 23. Some of them, this is their 3rd year, some of them the 1st year. So we have a mix of folks we brought in for trainings. The way we kind of have gone about funding this, you know, when you bring somebody in for trainings, you have to pay for subs. So we use a mix of our KETS funding and our Title IV Part A funding. And Title IV Part A, one of the things that, you know, it's very structured on what you can spend it on. And it's to improve the use of technology, to improve academic achievement, and digital literacy for all students. So that's how we can use it. We can't use it on like Chromebooks or computers, but we have to use it on training. So I think this fellowship project, how we're spending those funds, is really a good way to hit that goal. I think that's exactly what we're trying to do. So I'm going to bring up Brandy. She's going to talk about what we're kind of focused on this year. And we also have Nick Newton. He's our Innovate Fellow at Rineyville, and he'll kind of talk about his experience. This is his 3rd year, so yeah, his experience over these 3 years.
Hi. So I took this job last school year, and I was the fellow at Vine Grove Elementary previous to that. So my experience in the fellowship kind of rolled into me taking this instructional technology job. The focus this year has been, we realized that putting a Chromebook or technology in the classroom, the use from the teacher and how to integrate that with the kids and how to blend that into what they know to be best teaching, it's not intuitive. So we have to be really intentional about that. And this year we have spent our time doing coaching and lesson planning with the fellows so that they would have some exemplary lessons that they could show to their administrators and then to Mr. Sutton and other people who have been coming to visit, so they understand that we truly feel that these things can make teaching and learning better. And it's not just an exchange out for the way we learned. It's not just a worksheet on a computer. We're trying to take it somewhere else. And so we've had them in starting our blended learning model. That's what Mr. Sutton's been seeing, and that's what we're doing for the next few weeks to make that really clear for the admin what it is that we know this can be and where we want to take it. And Nick and the other 20 some odd rock stars that I get to work with, they just make me look good. So these observations have been really great so far because it looks like I did something, but they're just amazing anyway. So Nick's going to tell you about his experience over the past 3 years and kind of what it's meant to him to be in the fellowship with us.
I'm probably going to bounce at the same time. I've been in Frankfurt all day, so I know I need to state my name for the record. I'm Nick Newton, Rineyville School, and I'm a 2004 graduate of North Hardin High School and have worked at Rineyville for 10 years. And this is Millie Renee, who goes to North Park's Early Learning Academy, so thank you for creating that, Superintendent Morgan. My experience with the fellowship is really framed by her being here. The majority of careers that are going to be available when she graduates high school don't exist yet because the technology hasn't either existed yet, developed yet, or it's in its infancy. So it's critical for us as teachers preparing students to be college and career ready to think about how can we utilize technology to both support them, to support what happens in our classroom, and really prepare them for the world. I'd like to illustrate just a couple of the lessons I've used in my classroom based on what Brandy's brought to us in focusing to be exemplars for how we use technology effectively in the classroom. Mr. Tabb came to my classroom in December. We were reading the Polar Express, of course, and we did a project-based learning experience about building our own hot chocolate stand. So my initial plan for our lesson was to talk about persuasive writing, and we were going to make a print advertisement to entice people to come to our pretend hot chocolate stand. But then meeting with the fellows and some of our mentors that have rolled off and get to come back and support us, I said, I can do this differently. I can give students choice to make them more engaged and to make the learning more authentic for them. So we had students choose between some animation that they were able to do in a pre-programmed way or to make some stop motion animation in Google Slides. And you may not know this, but I service students with moderate to severe disabilities, and we had 5 fantastic projects that Mr. Tabb can attest to for students with significant disabilities who learned 21st century skills of using technology, persuasive writing, and other skills embedded in there. Most recently, what we did a unit on bears. So we did a lesson on adjectives and how the author of Brown Bear uses color as a way to, as an adjective to describe the animals. So using Google Slides, we got to make our own Black Bear book where they picked their animal, so they worked on generation in writing, and then they were able to describe their animal with a color, so then we have our adjectives in there, but they also got to pick their own picture to go with it using technology, which then made it authentic for them, and it provided a concrete representation so that they could connect to what they were learning. And I would be happy to share that with all you as well. I've sent it around about as far along the state as I can to show off what students are doing here in Hardin County Schools. And I think it's important that if my students who have significant disabilities are using technology, there's no limit for what students in Hardin County Schools can accomplish with it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Just one more thing I want to touch on. This summer, we held a tech summit here at John Hardin, actually, as a PD for the district, and we used our fellows as leading sessions in that. I think we offered over 50 sessions, 63? 63 sessions during the day. We provided 6 hours of PD for 375 teachers that day. So, I mean, that was a lot of bang for the buck that day. And we plan to do that again this summer. So, y'all got any questions? Or?
The technology department is just doing a phenomenal job. The lessons they're doing are serving. We talked today at the noon board meeting about the difference between textbooks and Chromebooks, and we want to make sure the Chromebooks are used in much greater capacity than a textbook, and those folks right there are making that happen on a daily basis. The in-service they did this summer, teachers signed up by choice for that, so they had 353 teachers to choose to go to that 6-hour session because they knew it was going to be quality material that they could select from. So thank you all very much for that.
Great, great. And I think Mr. Sutton was talking about 80s or 90s there. Back in the 60s, we had this red book about this thick. I think it was a Webster's Dictionary, maybe. Is it inside that Chromebook?
It is.
Thank you. things have definitely changed, and hopefully for the best. All right. Recognition of visitors. Nobody signed up, Casey? All right, thank you. Construction updates. We had construction updates at the noon meeting. Some news was not like we really wanted to hear. We think we might be as much as 60 days out on construction on Lincoln Trail and East Hardin, so we just have to deal with it. We live in Kentucky. The weather could be changed by in the morning, so we're doing the best we can. They don't know if they can make up enough time in March. The next meeting, they think they'll have a little better idea of where we're at truly on it. They have been working some overtime and trying to make up for the days that we've lost. So we also looked at some summer projects that we might need to be doing this summer, some resurfacing, sealing some parking lots, possibly a roof. So we are trying to stay on top of all the projects that need to be done. With as many buildings as we've got, there's always a place to fix something. So we're staying on top of that. Consideration of the consent agenda. We went over the consent agenda today at the noon meeting. We've got several things in there, 2020 Governor's Scholar Program, information on that. We're approving some clubs to travel to various locations for competition this summer and even on into the next school year. And we got the orders of the treasurer, monthly financial reports, approving a Bake Center bid for child nutrition, processed commodity bid for child nutrition. And we had a couple of change orders on there. A couple of those at the schools we knew were somewhat washouts. They were changes. One change order was adding a little at East, and there was some changes, some blocks. We went to some additional block height on some of the ground face blocks that he didn't go all the way to the top of the doors, and once they were in the building stage, they realized they didn't go to the top of the door, so we did have to pay for those. We think it'll make the building much more attractive. We know it will make it much more attractive. And all the other things, information on summer projects, school fundraisers, certified classified personnel action, and we're approving the creation of a district-wide workforce development coordinator. And we're approving the creation of 3 new teaching positions in areas of carpentry, residential maintenance, and criminal justice. So we just keep adding to the things that our children can get knowledge from and start their careers. We want to make it as successful for them when they enter the workforce or college that we possibly can. And that's about it. Anyone have anything that they want to pull out or anything on the consent agenda or further discuss?
If you don't mind, Chairman, we have Ibby here from Cumberland Health, and she wanted to share some information with you all.
Great. Come on down. Everything I've heard has been positive about Cumberland Health joining our group, and we really appreciate that. So let's hear more good news.
I will tell you, Cumberland has been wonderful to work with, and I will guarantee you the parents who have students in our schools who haven't had to take off work because they could see a nurse or a nurse practitioner at our schools have a prescription called in and able to pick that up if they needed to pick up their child. we have received enormous accolades from that, and they also see staff, so we appreciate that. But Ibby, if you want to share some information.
Sure. Yeah, thank you all for having me. I appreciate it. So I try to come once a year just to give you all an update on school health, kind of where we're at this point in the year. We started in January of last school year, so we've been here just a little over a year providing services. It's been a great year. It's been a great year. This was our biggest school district, of course, that we have been involved with, and I think I told you all that when I came and spoke with you all before we started. So it was a little bit scary of a project for me, so I'm not going to lie, but it's been excellent, and so I do appreciate all the support from the board and Miss Morgan and Janae. I couldn't have done it without her. Absolutely. So I do appreciate you all very much. We're at a great start to the year. We have right now 22 school nurses that cover all the sites. Every site has a full-time nurse, with the exception of College View and EC3 share the site, but other than that, every site has a full-time school nurse on staff all the time. We've seen a decrease in school nursing encounters, and that's a good thing, and that's what we want to see. We want to see a decrease in school nursing encounters because that means that the students are staying in class. And that's what we want. We want them coming to see the school nurse for things that they need to be seen for, but we don't want them spending excess amount of time out of class. Okay, so we look for ways to keep them in class where they need to be. Okay, so last year school nurse encounters were around 80,000, which with the amount of students is a pretty comparable number. You know, not anything that's exceptionally to be worried about. So we look at the numbers monthly. If we see that a certain school is exceeding the amount of school nurse encounters that we feel like they should be, then we're looking at avenues to try to help them. We started out here in Hardin County with 3 nurse practitioners to provide services. We saw quickly that wasn't going to be enough, and so we did add an additional nurse practitioner. So we have 4 nurse practitioners now that rotate throughout the district providing services. I don't know that that's going to be enough either. And that's okay. We'll continue adding those services as much as we need to. Our main focus this upcoming year is going to be immunizations, which is something that is at the hot topic of all discussion across the board right now. What we're doing in our administrative department is we are auditing all of our schools, not just Hardin County schools, but all 111 of the school sites that we provide services for, and we're looking at immunization compliance in all of those schools. We want to be at 90% compliant on immunizations, and we can get to that pretty easily, and once we get to 90, I want to get to 95, and eventually get to 98, and we can get there. And so what we've done so far is offer immunization clinics at all of the schools. We've been sending home immunization non-compliance letters and immunization consents with the students that are non-compliant on their immunizations. We're going to offer some vaccine clinics this summer along with our sports physical clinics, so hopefully that will help. We've seen an increase already in the amount of immunizations that we've been able to give. The school nurses are working hard on it. We've been able to pull a lot of things in and be able to get some records that were not there. So compliance rates have came up a lot already from where they were 6 months ago. So I'm really happy with the progress that we're making. The numbers are not where they need to be, but we're making progress, which is what matters. So I expect in 6 months that we're going to be at where we need to be with immunization. So that's a good thing. I wanted to touch just for a second on our dental program. We started our dental program here this year. I'm very excited about that. I think that there are a lot of kids that are receiving services that otherwise wouldn't have, and so that's a great integrated service. We bring our on-site dental team into the schools. It's a dentist, a hygienist, and dental assistants. They see the kids for a full dental exam. So it's a cleaning, screening, prophylaxis, x-ray, x-rays, anything that can be done inside of a dental clinic, we're able to do. And if they need other services, we're able to help them to get those. So if you've never seen it in action, it is really, really neat to see. And then our behavioral health services. That is something that I think ties all of 3 of our programs in together. It took us a little while to get started with that because it's all about finding the right staff and the right staffing, and that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. I think with Healthy Kids Clinic is the staffing with our behavioral health services. So we currently have 3 full-time behavioral health therapists along with 1 case manager in Hardin County. We are looking to continue to grow that program. The behavioral health therapists, they function just like our medical staff. They're on site all day, every day, seeing students that are on their caseload, as well as any crisis situations that come up. So it's a wonderful program. They work with our medical staff to provide that integrated care and wraparound services for the students. And they like to get involved in the school. They want to be at the ball games, and they want to be a part of the school. So very neat to do. Something else that is new to Healthy Kids Clinic, and actually it worked out great because our health educator is here in Hardin County tonight doing this. So we have a new health education program that I kind of got up and running a couple of years ago, but we just have put fully into action this school year. So we've hired a health educator who goes into the schools and teaches health education lessons to the students, whether it be on personal hygiene or washing your hands or brushing your teeth or self-image or whatever that a school would like us to come in and teach. We're there to do that. And it's all just in what that school needs and what we can tailor it for the students. So she's actually at North Hardin tonight at the health fair, working at that tonight. So we love to get out and work on those things. We feel like that that is a disconnect that students are missing now. I know I don't go home and talk to my kids about those things, and I feel like that is a huge disconnect that kids are missing right now, are those simple health education topics. So we got to do that this summer during our health fair that we had here. It was our first ever health fair that we had in Hardin County this summer. It was a huge success. We had about 250 people that came through, and we were able to offer physicals and dental screenings. We gave away bicycles, and we had face painting and different health education booths and things like that. So it was a very, very neat opportunity. So it's been a great year. We've been busy. We were able to do flu clinics at every one of the, I'm not sure how well they worked, but we were able to administer flu vaccines at every one of these schools and offer those to students and staff. So that is one thing that we did offer as well. So it's been a great year, and I do appreciate your all support in having us and the continued partnership. I truly feel like that it is a complete partnership between Healthy Kids Clinic and Hardin County Schools, which is what makes it successful. So anything I can answer for you all? Okay.
Thank you very
all right.
much.
I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud of this group. They are visible. They're at games, like she says. They're everywhere, and that's important. We hard groups sometimes, and they do a lot of important things, but you don't see them, and they're out there, and I really appreciate that.
Kudos to Ms. Sutton. She works really, really hard with IBI to make sure all the services continues, goes over the budget to make sure we're doing right by our students. So we greatly appreciate her hard work, and I know IBI shares in that, and Janaea appreciates IBI just as much. So it's a great partnership that we have there for sure.
She made a good recommendation to the board when she picked Cumberland Hill.
Yes, she did. So I want to share with the folks on TV. Ms. Sutton was sharing that when we entered into the contract with Cumberland Health, Hardin County Schools was paying 60%, Cumberland Health was paying 40%. And that contract was from actually until July. And Cumberland Health came to us and said early, they did not have to do this, but they are charging us $20,000 less each month rather than going on with that contract. So we certainly appreciate them bringing that to us. And again, as Ms. Sutton said, we are now 40-60. Hardin County pays 40, Cumberland Health pays 60. So we greatly, again, appreciate that partnership. So thank you.
Wonderful. Appreciate it. Does anyone have anything else on the consent agenda they need to pull out or elaborate on a little bit? If not, we need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that takes us down to number 10, action item, and that's approval of a merger between Hardin County Schools and West Point Independent. We have shared some discussion going back and forth between the board chair and the superintendent at different times, and West Point has decided that they would like to merge into the Hardin County system, and I feel like it's our obligation that if that's where they choose to come, that we're here to be their school district. So, Ms. Morgan, you want to say any more about that, or?
Yes, sir. Not only has West Point asked to become part of the Hardin County School District, but I also think it's important for us to say we are very pleased to welcome West Point, provided you all vote that direction in a minute or so. But they have worked very hard and diligently to make decisions in the best interest of their students. You need to know they have worked very hard. Their students and families are very proud of their school district, and we certainly welcome them and want them to be proud when they join our school district. Mr. Wise and I have met with Mr. Moore and Dr. Sugg from West Point, and again tried to come up with a contract that would be in the best interest of Hardin County and West Point. So this merger has truly been worked on by both sides to make sure we are doing right by all the students, Hardin County and West Point students. With this comes some decisions of where students will go in transportation, and we will continue to work those out. We have a thorough transition plan that we have sent to West Point, and they are sharing some dates with us. So our most important thing past this merger agreement is to make sure that we have a smooth transition for those students and their families. And interestingly enough, tonight we talked about the need for the families to feel supported. The students will do great. They'll come here, they won't miss a beat. But the families, we need to make sure they understand that they are part of the Hardin County school system and they will be well taken care of.
I think it's important to note too that the current taxpayers of Hardin County are not incurring any expense for this merger.
That is correct.
Considerable tax saving for the people of West Point.
Right.
What is their tax rate right now? It's over $1, isn't it?
It's $1.07, I believe. Yes.
$1.07, so they'll be going to the 60-some cents that we are. And yeah, I know it was by the board members, and Mr. Moore's here, and it was a tough decision. Numbers got low, and our numbers are substantially higher. We're one of the bigger districts in the state. We have a lot more electives throughout school and a lot more programs, just a whole lot more that we can offer. And I think those children will be great here. They're going to be treated just like ours. They won't be a West Point student before long. They'll be a Hardin County student, and I think they'll hit the ground running. I really do. So tentatively, we're looking at Vine Grove J.T. Alton and Pine Grove Elementary.
Yes.
For those students. And we've offered to work with Elizabethtown. The high school students have been going to Elizabethtown. That hadn't totally been worked out yet, but they say that they would like for the students that's already in high school to be able to continue their high school education at E-Town until the 8th graders come along. And of course, we'll expect them to go to North Hardin. That'll be the school of the district that they will be in. So we're going to work things out. Things will be good for them, and we appreciate it. We know it was a hard decision to make. No one wants to lose their community school or their church. So when those two things, you just hate to give them up out of your community, but times do change occasionally, and we understand.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve this merger agreement with West Point.
Okay, have a motion and a second to approve the merger. Any other discussion? If not, we'll vote on it. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
I thought didn't that call for a roll call vote? Didn't I read something about a roll call vote?
Did we? Okay, let's do a roll call on that. I missed that part.
I think
Keep
I
me-
remember
It's
that.
in the agreement.
Okay, it's in the agreement? All right, voting, Ms. Sharon,
Aye.
Ms. Johnson,
Aye.
Chair votes aye, Mr. Emery,
Aye.
and Mr. Seagull.
Aye.
All right, motion is unanimous. Thank you.
Glad to have it. Yes.
All right, we have new business. Any new business?
No, sir.
Superintendent's report.
Yes, sir. Just very quickly, the board approved some positions this evening for pathways. Through our strategic plan, one of the things we want to make sure of is that we have a variety of pathways for our students. So one tonight was criminal justice. So that would be a pathway to become a police officer, to be a FBI agent. This is the beginning steps for that. We also passed residential maintenance. I will tell you that the Lincoln Trail Home Builders Association has reached out to us, and they are very excited about these pathways for electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. And then we also have carpentry. And that's not just about building a house, it's learning how to read blueprints so that you build the house correctly, because that's what your clients are going to expect. So I appreciate the board's commitment to expanding the opportunities for our students. I believe we said tonight, North Hardin High School in their welcome video said they have 37 pathways. We're now going to add 4 more to that. And so again, I just appreciate you all providing those opportunities. We also added a job coach for the district, and this person will be seeking opportunities for co-op and internships, as well as helping our schools with transitions from preschool to kindergarten, kindergarten to first grade, 5th graders to 6th, and then that leaving middle school and going to high school, and then graduating and going on to college or a career. And so that person is going to assist us with going out and looking for those opportunities for our students. We really believe if we can get them working in high school and learn the habit of good attendance and relationships at a work site, that they will do a great job when they transition into the workplace upon graduation, either from high school or college. So just want to thank you all for that and look forward to the great things that's going to make happen for our students.
If no other business, we need to recess this meeting, and we will go back to our normal boardroom for a student hearing.
Do you want to announce some of the dates that we have?
Yeah, sure. We have 2 days lined up for board member training. Yeah, February the 21st through the 3rd, and that's in Louisville this time, which normally it is in the fall. And February the 26th, we have WHAS 11 LG&E Excel Award Ceremony, and that'll be at New Highland Elementary. Very proud. They help us every year, and We have a teacher nominated, and so we're in line for that. That's a nice ceremony.
Yeah, that is Miss Root Chan from New Highland Elementary that we will be recognizing.
And March the 13th, school will be dismissed. And back March the 19th for our regular meeting at the boardroom, and Redcliffe Elementary will be the noon meeting. So appreciate y'all coming out tonight, sticking with us, and it's one of those nights that we had a lot of good news and a little history made, I guess, where we're, but
Yes.
it's very good. So we are going to need a motion to recess this meeting and reconvene back at the boardroom for an executive session.
I'll make a motion to recess.
Second.
All in favor, have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for coming out. Have a safe trip home.